Pleased to support your nomination, Mr. Tung, same. But I want to ask you why you neglected to talk about one of the most important parts of your background, and that is the fact you were born in Houston, Texas. Is that correct?
Senator, I was not born in Houston, Texas, but my brother did attend Rice University in Texas.
Okay. Well, tell me a little bit about your family. I see your parents are here, and what did you learn from your...
Could you say that again?
What did you learn from your parents growing up that's made you the man you are today?
Senator, I learned everything from my parents. My parents immigrated from Taiwan, and their parents, my grandparents, immigrated from communist China. My dad, he is an entrepreneur in the construction business. He laid tile and constructed kitchen cabinets for houses in our community and for other businesses. My dad got his MBA at the University of Dallas when he was an exchange student in the US. My mother, my dear mother, she graduated with a master's in education at USC in California, and she raised two boys, my brother and myself, and I couldn't be prouder of my parents, and I hope I'm making them proud today.
Well, I was a little stunned by some of the initial comments by two of my colleagues from California, and it sounds like they were painting you as some sort of radical. Do you consider yourself to be a radical?
I do not, Senator.
Well, you've had a pretty impressive background in terms of your education, University of Chicago Law School, Yale University. By the way, you spent a year abroad studying Chinese?
I did. It was an exchange program, and I studied the Chinese language.
And why did you want to do that?
Well, at the time, I had wanted to enter the Foreign Service and have a career in diplomacy, so I thought, well, learn Mandarin that could be useful in the future. But while I was there, I changed my mind and decided to apply to law school.
And you clerked for Justice Gorsuch and Justice Scalia. Do you consider them role models?
I do, Senator.
And when you talk about originalism, I believe both of them embraced this approach to the work of the judge on the Supreme Court of originalism. Could you just explain what originalism is and why you support it?
Thank you, Senator. Originalism is the method of interpreting the Constitution that looks to the original public meaning of the text when it was ratified. It gives the power to the people and not to unelected judges who have life tenure. It prevents judges, ideally, from indulging in their personal policy preferences, and it requires them to stick to the text and history and the original meaning of the Constitution when it was ratified.
Well, you've been asked about all sorts of hot-button issues, from same-sex marriage to the gender equality to you name it. Is that your job as a judge, to basically make those sort of policy judgments or try to reconcile or find consensus among divergent views among Americans?
Senator, my job, if I were so confirmed, lucky to be confirmed as a judge, would not be as a policymaker.
And I can tell you that probably all 100 members of the Senate would be grateful for the statute of limitations on dumb things they said when they were in college. But thank you for clarifying your views. I'm kind of stunned myself that colleagues would want to go back to comments you made in college and somehow impugn your record or your ability to serve as a circuit court judge based on some comment you made back then. But in the short time I have remaining, I'm intrigued by one last thing on your resume. You were a member of the International Defensive Pistol Association. What in the heck is that?
It's a competitive shooting organization, Senator, that seeks to promote self-defense knowledge and self-defense training.
Thank you. My time's up.
Senator Ronald.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
During a Senate hearing, Senator John Cornyn, Republican Texas, questioned judicial nominee Eric Tung about his background, judicial philosophy, and views on the role of a judge. Cornyn began by congratulating Tung on his nomination and asking about his upbringing. Tung explained that his parents immigrated from Taiwan, while his grandparents fled communist China. His father worked in construction and earned an MBA in Dallas, and his mother received a master's degree in education from the University of Southern California. Tung expressed pride in their sacrifices and said he hoped to make them proud through his service. Cornyn pressed him on claims from some colleagues that portrayed him as a radical. Tung responded firmly that he does not see himself that way. The senator then turned to Tung's education, noting his time at Yale, the University of Chicago Law School, and his year abroad studying Mandarin in China. Tung explained that he originally intended to join the Foreign Service but changed direction and pursued law school instead. Cornyn highlighted Tung's work as a clerk for Justices Antonin Scalia and Neil Gorsuch, asking if they served as role models. Tung said they did, pointing to their commitment to originalism. When asked to explain the term, Tung defined originalism as interpreting the Constitution according to the original public meaning of its text at the time it was ratified. He stressed that this approach keeps power in the hands of the people rather than unelected judges, and it prevents judges from substituting their personal policy preferences for the law. Cornyn also raised questions about whether a judge should weigh in on policy matters, such as same-sex marriage or gender equality. Tung responded that judges are not policymakers and that, if confirmed, his responsibility would be to apply the law as written. Cornyn dismissed attempts to criticize Tung based on statements he had made in college, saying senators themselves would not want to be judged by offhand remarks from their youth. The senator ended by asking about Tung's membership in the International Defensive Pistol Association. Tung explained that it is a competitive shooting group that promotes self-defense knowledge and training. Cornyn thanked him for his answers before yielding his time.